Here we go. Well, here we go. What is up, everybody? See all these peoples in the chat already. BB here, Tom Burr, Scott DeLeon, JR, Corizas, Gary, and Riho Rahan. How you doing, guys? So we're going to start this one. This is going to be the last stream for this week. Next week we'll be doing it Tuesday around 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, just like today. So Tuesday, Thursday is Mountain Standard Time. And what I do here is I basically do a live version of my Monday through Friday videos where I go over accident stuff. So instead of just one accident video every day, I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays like a full-on 1 hour live stream of me just consistently doing that. And then on top of that, we just have a lot of fun. I get to answer you guys' questions. You guys ask quite a bit. It's great. You guys answer each other's questions. It's awesome too. But we're going to be working on that. But let's go ahead and move on to this section. This is typically what it looks like when we start. We just use YouTube videos. Let's make sure this is, let's do 1080p. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what happened. There we go. Let's go ahead and move that over here. He crashed already. Interesting. Anyways, so that's what we're going to be doing there. So we already got a question. How windy is too windy to ride? Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, really. If it's pushing you super far and it's just like a struggle and you have like 2 hours left in your ride to go and you don't feel like you're going to make it 20 minutes, just pull over and let the wind kind of die down a little bit and just relax. It's not a big deal. If you feel like you can last 20 minutes and then like, you know, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe after this certain section of the road, it'll be easier, then maybe push through it. But it's pretty tough, especially when it's windy. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump into this one. Hey, Tim Vella, how you doing? Corey Zost, interested in getting a Rebel from, like, Nikki's, about getting a good deal on hers. Would you be open to talking about how and where you got the deal? So, the good deal came from Honda. Honda themselves literally came up with that good deal. So, I don't know if that deal is still going on. Honda themselves, not the dealership. So happy I'm here for a live show. Yeah. So we're going to be watching these, pretty much skipping all the road rage and anything like off-roading, four-wheel drive, quad stuff. We're focused on the rider and their mistakes or their things that were good. The main thing is let's learn from them, whether they did something right or wrong. It doesn't matter. It's all learning. Bike cover, you said it was good. Yeah, I could definitely do that later. I don't know the bike cover specific. If you go to that video, Riho, if you go to my video of the bike cover, it has that link right there. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to go back on that one. So motorcycle, this is a video for Motorcycle Passion. Oh, snap. TN Vol Fisher sent a super sticker. It's going to pop up on screen, man. But it says, keep it up. Thank you so much. Already with the donations. Thank you so much, man. It's going to pop up on screen. There it is. You boy. Awesome. Thank you so much. So this guy's playing around. This is something that I even do. It's one way to warm up your tires, but you could mess it up. I have a feeling that he applied some type of primary control to this, either accelerated too hard or he applied the brakes, or he's a little bit concerned about his buddy. So he checked the mirrors right here. So maybe he is a little concerned about his buddy and messed it all up. So he's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, almost like a swerve type fashion. And it's a great way to warm up your tires. But if you do something bad, like apply the brakes or anything like that, and if you're doing it in a group ride, it's not going to be the best thing ever. So this is going to be a high side accident. So what's going to happen is going to start off with the low side. So his rear tire is going to slide out from underneath him, and then he's going to his rear tire is going to grab traction, and it's going to fling him up and over. So that's something that happens, guys. Whenever there's like a video that has like music or anything, I will mute the audio for you guys, especially if it's too loud. Yeah, James, I got that. I got the email, man. Thank you so much. Ay. Hit his leg right there. Yep. So some of these videos, if you've been around this channel long enough, you've seen these videos already, or some of these videos already. But there's a lot of you that aren't here, so, or haven't been here for a while. So this is a pretty simple incident. This is more of a panic incident. So he lost a little traction with that little thing in the road, with the roadway hazards. It's a roadway issue. So he lost a little traction, but he panicked and then target fixated on the outside guardrail. So if something like that happens to you guys, and you have like this little slip of traction, or you downshifted wrong, or you messed up, you're in the wrong gear, don't panic. Try your best to maintain your path of travel the way you're supposed to go, and then work with what you have. With this loss of traction for that last second, or like a split second, get yourself back in the mindset of, I got to complete this turn. So you have to continue and maintain or reset your body positioning for that turn. So this looks like a tar snake, because there's another one here, and it looks pretty uniform. I mean, if it was an oil slick, it would be like spread out, you know, with the surface tension and everything. This looks like this is a line in the asphalt that was repaired with tar, and that can cause a loss of traction sometimes, especially if you're on it. So best bet would be to be just off to the side. Just be off to the side and pick your line a little bit better. But if you hit this in the middle of a turn, you have a loss of traction. Here's the thing, guys. Just regroup, maintain your path of travel as best you can, and don't worry too much about that quick second of loss of traction. Commit, commit, commit. So let's go back just a little bit. You're going to see the moment he hits it, and then he kind of just straightens up and then just accepts the fact that he's going straight now, and then hits the guardrail. The moment you lose traction and you see how his head switches to going forward, switch your body and your head position back to the turn. Go back, go back, go back. Yeah, we got the chevrons in the chat. So now he's looking straight. So he kept it up, but he hit his leg on here. So hopefully these are motorcycle jeans, but it's easily able to crush your leg, even at that speed. If it doesn't break and completely demolish and smash your bones to bits, it can cause a fracture or a bruised portion of the bone. You don't want to have that in the knee, so wear knee armor. So right off the bat, what type of hazards do you guys see in this situation? I want you guys to start. I want you to point out at least 2 hazards you see in this situation for yourself. I won't say anything. I won't say anything, because if I say something, you guys will know. So we got the blind turn and rain. Okay, okay. Blind turn and rain, very good. So the blind, definitely blind right here. Can't see around that. Rain, country road, blind turn, chevrons. Yeah, you notice the chevron. Okay, so there's a chevron. We have a blind turn. You also said rain, rain and blind turn. What about our escape path? So now we see the roadway hazards, the environmental hazards, and then the limitations that are put upon us by not having good line of sight. But what about escape routes? Do we have an escape route anywhere? Do we have anything that will help us in case of an emergency? 1 lane each way, no shoulders. Yeah, you're not supposed to pass in this area, so this is definitely an oncoming traffic area. So this isn't like in an interstate where you have the same flow of traffic. This is oncoming traffic. Possibly oil. So yeah, Cowgirls, Creepy Adventures. Possibly oil coming up from the asphalt. If this is like within the first 30 minutes of a ride, as soon as 30 minutes of rain, it's going to lift up the oils out of the asphalt and then start sloughing off to the side. All right, let's see what happens. Oh. Lost a little traction there. So he also didn't have gear. So he also has lack of gear. Raindrops actually hurt. Anybody here in the chat ridden, let's say without a jacket, but it was raining? Have you ever felt those raindrops hit you? Let me know. I have, and it hurts. I mean, just even getting like the little bit of exposed skin between the helmet and the jacket, you'll get like a raindrop, and it hurts. It definitely does hurt. So what happened is that he got a loss of traction for a split second as soon as he initiated the turn. So when I talk about the traction pie chart that you have, so you have a third of, or not even a third, it's just a pie chart, and what you have is you have deceleration, acceleration, and turning. Each one of those things can take a piece out of that traction pie chart. So if you do 100% acceleration, you don't have any traction left for braking or turning. So if you tried to brake with that 100% acceleration, you're going to lose traction on that tire. If you're doing about 75% acceleration, 15%, or let's say 25% turning, so now it's a full 100% with acceleration and turning. If you try to brake or anything during that portion, you don't have enough traction for that. You're going to slip and slide. So when it comes to rain, let's say typically during dry times, like perfect conditions, everything, tires touching the ground, tires are warmed up, all that stuff, you're using, let's say you have 100%. Once you add rain or any type of gravel or anything like that, now you have 80%. Let's just say you have 80% traction. That's the max traction you're going to get when it's in that situation. So if you do 75% acceleration like you typically would do with 100% traction, now you only have 5% traction that's left over in rainy conditions or gravel conditions. So if we add 10 to 15% of turning to that, you went over your 80%, and now you're going to slip. So what happens here is that typically in a dry condition, what he was doing would work probably fine. It probably would. But since we have rain and we probably have debris on the road and all these different things, a little bit of oil, we're going to have some problems when he initiates the turn. So the moment he initiates the turn, you're going to see that loss of traction. It's going to slip. The camera and everything is going to move around. And that right there is that rear tire slipping. And boom. Right here. So that's that rear tire completely slipping. So let's watch that one more time. So he puts his body in the correct position before the turn, so he knows what he's doing. He has some skill. He kind of has an understanding of how to turn properly. But the moment he initiates any counter steering, that's when we lose some traction. So watch it again. Right there. So as soon as he initiated counter steering, he lost traction. Luckily, he was able to keep it upright, but that's how quick your tires can grab traction back on, and you're good to go.
What happened?
You know?
How did you not see me?
No, I didn't see because you were in the You okay though?
I'm good, man.
So this guy's, when you look at the van, there's been different incidents. I mean, look at that. So this isn't the first time this guy or even the driver of this vehicle has hit somebody. When we go back, he set himself up pretty well. This is about what I do when I ride. This is what I do when I ride. There's going to be those situations where it's just going to happen. So this is why you wear full gear. So he's not wearing any gear other than a helmet. If this guy hit him even any harder, he could have worse damage. But here's the reason why I park off to the side like this. Let's say he hit way harder. All it's going to do is it's going to push me. It's going to hurt, though. It's going to push me up into my lane splitting position. If I was right behind this Toyota Highlander, yeah, this Toyota, and he hits super hard, I'm crushed and killed. So there's that inherent danger when it comes to riding and where you park. When a motorcycle is parked like this is when we're at most danger, because we don't have that get up and go right away, because we're not pointed in a good spot. Typically when we're behind this, but if we're here, we can maybe go for paying attention, but for the most part, you know, it's just going to be the lesser of two evils. Oh!
Oh, we got an accident.
Ooh. That thing's tore up.
You good? All right.
So it came in, or it started to hit him that he got in a crash. Kind of sucks. But that's how you handle it. He's super apologetic to the driver. It was the motorcycle rider's fault. And then go ahead and get mad at yourself. Let's not get mad at the driver. So he did a good job. I think that was good. So what I would like to do is to have some context to this. Let's see if there's any context to this. So 140. Let's see. Is there any more to this? Okay, so it's a group ride. There's no real context to this. It's a group ride. Let's go back. So this is what I do when I find a video or somebody sends me a video. I make sure and I double check and kind of get an idea of how I can make this a teachable moment. So it's a group ride. It's a single lane road right now. So I'm trying to find, like I said, I'm trying to figure out why. You know, because it's one way to say, you know, it's the car driver's fault or the motorcyclist wasn't paying attention, but why wasn't he paying attention? Why did he hit the vehicle? There could be something else, you know what I mean? So we have a group ride. It's relatively staggered, so this is actually pretty good. Typically when we see group riders, they're just all over the place. This is kind of staggered. It's almost like a police formation or a parade formation. Not bad. So we have these signals. It says signal ahead, so this should give you a good indication that, hey, there's going to be an intersection right here. I can see that where there's a little bit of hesitation. If this is a rider that has never been here before, I mean, I'm just putting myself in his shoes. Like when I see this, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because it was a single lane road and then it merged into a turn lane, a lane, but then it almost looks like it's another turn lane to the right, but like a bike lane. So this is where we start to figure out what's the problem here. And this is why having a pre-ride meeting, having a destination where we're going, and then riding your own ride, not necessarily focusing on everybody else. If you see people going straight, and go ahead and follow them, but make sure it's safe for you. So right here, it's almost like a cluster when it comes to this intersection. Like nobody knows like how this intersection works. It's kind of a confusing one, especially if you're new and part of a group ride. So to see how it opens up, and we have a turn lane here, we have the lane where this guy's going to crash into, and then people are turning off to the right, but they're still going straight. So I think what's happening with this rider that crashes is that he's looking for a position to move over to the right because he doesn't understand what's going on, can't see very well, and then before he knows it, he looks up and hits the vehicle. So this is why looking forward is extremely important. Doing quick head checks. Do a head check, not stare. Do not stare to the right. Do not stare to the left. Where you're going is forward, so that's where 98% of your view and visibility should be at, is at front. The other 2% is doing these quick head checks. Quick head checks. Look at the mirror. Look at the mirror. Back to forward. Quick head checks. So I think what's happening here is he looks to the right for way too long, doesn't anticipate this vehicle to be there. We travel at a high... Let me take that back. We travel at a speed that is a lot of feet per second. BB McCammand. Hopefully I said it right. I'm having trouble today. Thank you so much for the super sticker, man. I appreciate that. So we're going to move up to this part. So this is kind of where I got the idea, because he was slowing down. You see how... This is how much I put into each video, guys. Just want you guys to understand that. So he's way up front. These guys are right here. He's way up front. He slows down. If he's slowing down, that means he's making a decision. And that same thing with a car driver. If they slow down, apply the brakes, they're making a decision. Whether they're turning left, right, stopping, or going forward, they don't know. They have to slow down to figure out what's going on. So he's slowing down to figure out what's going on. And you could tell that by the simple fact that these two riders and everybody caught up to him. So he's trying to merge. He might have gotten stuck in this position, doesn't feel like he can merge safely to the right because this rider took that spot. This is where having that formation is very important. Once again, I'm making assumptions here based on my observations. I really would love to get people's opinions, especially the ones that are in the accident, but can't. So last second, he decides to swerve left because last second he sees the hazard ahead of him instead of swerving right. So about right here, he applies the brakes. There's the brake lights. Hey, Johnny Lee Walker, how you doing? But let's go back to the impact. Okay, so his hand, his knee, his shin, his elbow, and quite possibly his shoulder are going to impact. And that is a high level of trauma. We're going 45 miles an hour. You guys understand that? We're going 45. So maybe he's going about 40 when he hits the car. Easily broken bones. The simple fact that he walks away from it and he's not guarding, he's not clutching anything, it's impressive. But this is what I talk about when I say mechanism of injury. When I look at a bike and I see how damaged it is, I try to translate that force and that damage to the body. And then when I translate that force and damage to the body, specifically if it's like, let's say on the bike, there's damage to the right handlebar, I tend to look at the right side of his body and see where I can match some of that damage. And then with the knowledge of anatomy and critical systems, you understand, well, if he got hurt there, this is what he should be doing. This is what his body should be reacting to. So when you see this, I just think of broken bones. Not much in the chest. I mean, like, he could have easily a broken collarbone, but there's no head impact. So I'll look at their helmets and see if there's any scratches or damage to the helmet. And this one probably doesn't have any, so I'm thinking, okay, he didn't hit his head. Oh, but this is why you have gear, guys, because, I mean, as much as the knuckle armor, like the D30 armor is going to do, it could help out. Same thing with elbow armor could help out. You're probably still going to have a broken collarbone. Knee armor could help prevent any type of shattering. It could still crack your tib fib in this area. You could still have hip issues because it's going to push into your hip and then your foot and shin. So this is why I wear boots. I want my shins protected. Easily break your tib fib. Kaylee, welcome. Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, we got an accident.
So let's see if there's any extra. So the vehicle pulled over. So he's pissed. That's fine. So when I see somebody yelling, getting upset after an accident, I'm actually kind of happy because they're moving air through their lungs. Their trachea is open, so their airway breathing's good. The fact that he's standing, he's walking around perfectly fine. That means the trauma to his leg is not immobilizing him. He just slammed his glove down with his right arm. So that means his arm has mechanical use to it. So it means the structure of it, the bones are doing fine. So when I look at this, at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm like, man, this is great. You're not hurt. Of course, he's pissed because his bike is pretty much screwed up. And you saw some fluid leaking on the ground. But to me, as who I am, I care more about him. Like, it doesn't even matter if I like the guy. I care about his well-being and safety. I don't give a crap about my bike, your bike, anybody's anything. I really don't care. I got insurance. Hopefully he has insurance. Like I'll let that stuff get demolished. But here's the thing: it's like I cannot stand and I hate when people are hurt. I just hate it. So this is why I do this, guys. This is exactly why I do this, and I'm happy. I am happy that I see this coming out of him because he's not hurt.
Well, that's
Physically. He's probably hurt physically, just not permanently physically. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So let's go back to this. Did I say something? Oh, okay. There we go. Let's go back to here. We'll watch the whole thing on this side, and then we'll move on. Then we'll move on to the next one. Sorry.
Oh, we got an accident. Ooh. You good? All right.
All right. I don't know. Maybe the guy wanted them to rev bomb. Oh, oh! Buddy hit him. Paulo, how you doing, man? So what happened here was he was riding and then somebody ran into him. It was as simple as that. So this guy right here either hit him. I think he hit him because it made it move, his vehicle move. But then he probably also dumped it with too much front brake. Random question: if there's a car accident, does it make sense, depending on the situation, to reach in and shut the car off? It can. So that's a good question. We're going to jump into that question real quick. When it comes to helping other people, you obviously have to kind of get an idea of, how safe it is for you. So that's kind of that's how I dictate a lot of my stuff, is that it has to be safe for me. So if I'm going to be helping, let's say, the driver doing any type of medical aid and the car is still on, my biggest concern are airbags and the fact that the vehicle could roll while I'm working with the patient. So I will reach, but I'll make sure I reach in a way that I'm not putting myself in front of the airbags. I'll turn off the airbags, or I'll turn off the car, making sure it's in park. So I'll put it in park, turn off the car, maybe even pull in the emergency brake. Airbags, though, they tend to have like this residual charge to it that will, they have a capacitor and everything, so they can last like 30 minutes after you shut the car off. So that's why you see a lot of firefighters clipping the battery terminals, because they don't want that to happen. But yeah, so that's, I would shut off the vehicle. I definitely would. So here we go. We're going to move forward. It's gotta hurt. He went up and over. It's gotta hurt.
Yok yok.
I actually like that video. Let me go back a little bit. it goes 3. Goes this one, right? No, it's not that one. Not that one. So when I look at this one, I can't tell his speed. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ride in a congested area like this, and this is probably something that they're used to over there, but this is something that, like, if I was riding in this area, I'm too close to these parked vehicles. I'm a little bit scared about their doors opening up. I can't tell if there's anybody wanting to come out in between or after these vehicles, like walking, a pedestrian. You guys actually told me to make a t-shirt that says I consider pedestrians hazards. I do. I consider them hazards. And exactly, sun is directly behind them, so it's even harder to see him. Bobby, good job, man. So this vehicle that's pulling out, probably can't see him because you see the shadow in the front. That means the sun is in the eyes of oncoming traffic. So that could play a big role in that. But I mean, the speed right here, if a vehicle is going to pull out or turn in front of you, you have to be going the speed that you can negotiate in an emergency. So if you're going too fast and if somebody pulls out in front of you and you can't negotiate that hazard at that speed, that means you're going too fast. So that means you need to go slower. So go as slow as you're comfortable with your emergency maneuvers in a specific situation like this. Does that make sense? If you're okay doing a swerve at 40 miles an hour, but not at 50, then let's not do 50 here. Let's go 30 so that you have, you know, an extra 10 miles an hour and extra skill on top of that. So only go as fast as you're capable of doing an evasive maneuver, okay? Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, please click that link right there. I just posted in the chat. It's Patreon. You will get a shout out during the stream. We're currently at 472 patrons. Soon as the 2020 vans come out and I'm able to retrofit it to where I can put a motorcycle in the back, I'm going to be traveling the country of the United States and meeting you guys. I really would love to go to some of these motovlogger meetups, like the Florida ones going on right now. I really wish I could do it, but I just can't. I don't have a vehicle. I sold my car. All I have is my FTR. So I sold my car, did all that stuff so I can go 100% in on the van. So let's go ahead and become a patron, everybody. It's only $2. All right. So we have this vehicle right here. If you take a look at where that vehicle came out of, the vehicle's right there, and we have this van. So not only do we have sun in our eyes, we also have no line of sight. Where's the vehicle now? Where's the vehicle now? Oh, I'd be cool if I was trending, but I highly doubt it. Highly doubt I would ever get to trending. It'd be great though. So this vehicle pulls out now. So at this moment, when you see a car like this, their nose is pointed. Basically, right now their nose is pointed to this spot right here. At no point does that mean that this car is going to go straight and not, you know, it follow this van. It's not going to follow the van at this point. This car is pointed in such a way that it's going to do a U-turn or park. So when you see something like this, boom, hazard, boom, hazard, boom, hazard. Exactly. 20 FLMM 2020. I'll love to do that. I would love to be a part of the Indian world record next year too if they have one. Anyways, here we go. We got this part. So at this point, it's like, oh crap, what do I do? Where's your escape path? Do you have an escape path to the right, to the left? We don't know. So there's really not much you could do other than apply the brakes unless you see it at about this point. Applying the brakes at this point at a low rate of speed, you could definitely stop time. At his speed, and when he sees the hazard, it's not enough time. So he is going to hit. And that's one of the biggest problems that we have when it comes to riding, is that we need to be going the speed that we're comfortable at with our evasive maneuvers. If we're not comfortable at stopping like almost on a dime at 50 or 60, then we shouldn't be going 50 or 60 in a place like this. So let's go over some of the medical part of this. So let's go ahead and go back just a little bit. This might be a video that I'm gonna use. Let me go ahead and write a note down. This is actually a very good video. Go ahead. Copy and paste that. What is this? Red monkey. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna see if I can get permission for that. So we got an up and over incident. What's gonna happen with an up and over incident is that your legs and your femur, the big long bone that you have, is going to hit the handlebars. There's a good chance that you can break both your bones, both the leg bones, a bilateral femur fracture. Very painful, and you're not going to be walking for a couple months. And good luck. It's not good. So that's one thing that can happen. You also can get what's called skier's thumb. So your thumb gets yanked back really hard and can break your thumbs off. When I say break them off, it's just going to break and they're going to dangle. So not good, not good. Also hitting your head on this. Remember, it doesn't matter what kind of force. You can have direct impact, rotational forces, all these different things that could cause your brain to slosh around inside your skull. That can cause a concussion, whether it's mild or severe. So we can blame the driver all we want, and really the driver is to blame. Legally, the driver's probably to blame for this. I mean, he didn't yield for traffic, but I don't care. Okay, let me put it on big face mode. I don't care. I don't care if the car did that. I don't care. It's my job. I have the training. I am constantly focused when I am riding. I am trying to predict hazards. I am setting my speed up. I'm creating my own safety. And if I fail at that, if I fail and I decide to myself, I'm not going to focus on safety, I'm not going to care about my speed, I'll just go fast, that's when I start running into problems. So I'm not saying that this is what this guy's mindset is, but for me personally, I can't put the blame on other people. I can't put the blame on the car driver, because if I do that, that means I leave it all up to the car driver to have the skill to and have the vision and have no distractions and to be the perfect driver to never hit me. Why should I do that? I want to be the person that's in control. I want to be the person with the skill. I want to be that one. So I am always going to blame myself if there's ever an incident. Always. Always, 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 always. And I need you guys to start focusing on your own skills and your own things to where you don't have to worry about another car driver. You really don't. So we're going to watch this one. I'm not going to focus too much on these off-road ones. I care more about the street because that's what you guys are at. That sucks, though. All right, here we go. Looks like, oh, so the camera got knocked down. That's all it was. He kept it upright. Yeah, this dude clipped him. He clipped him. Luckily, he kept it upright. I want to see, is there more to this video? Because I want to know if there's like a motorcyclist that went to the right and made that car move out. I just don't feel like, where's this guy? Keyless? Okay. I just don't feel like this guy or this car driver did that on purpose. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Alright. Okay, already. Okay, so this is why I like to have the context. This is why I like having the context of the ride. Is that I'm seeing these people not riding like how they're supposed to.
¿Qué tal amigos? Les saluda Aquiles y hoy 5 de noviembre salimos a rutear como más o menos siempre lo tratamos de hacer cuando por ahí coordinamos tiempos libres. Salimos de ruta hacia Matucana con destino a San Mateo. Desayunamos en Matucana y luego decidimos seguir subiendo hacia San Mateo. Lamentablemente en ese trayecto salí de la pista.
I mean, just look at this. Sorry, just look at this. The cars are just all over the road, like slowly. I don't know, I'm just not used to that.
Dañada terminó con la tapa izquierda rota, donde perdió todo el aceite y la tuvimos que remolcar hacia Lima. Aquí dejo las imágenes para que ustedes primero
I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he's saying. Hopefully it's not like derogatory.
lo juzguen, y luego de eso ya yo doy más o menos mi versión, no mi versión porque están viendo las imágenes, sino narro lo que en ese momento estaba pasando.
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely the car driver's fault. Oh, he's from Peru? Oh, okay, cool. So this car, nobody. This is why I wanted to see this footage in this video, is because there's nobody. Look at how he's driving though. He's just got done passing, I think. Let's see. Let's go 5 seconds. So he just got done passing. So he just got done passing. He got into his lane. I'm unsure why he decided to switch on over. I think it might have been a mistake. He turned a little bit too hard because the turn's coming up, and then hit the rider. I don't get why. He held it up pretty well though. That's the good thing. He held it up pretty well. Once he goes off into the ditch, this is where picking your escape route is very important, because he goes off road, but there's a ditch there, which is going to cause the GoPro to get knocked down. But imagine what kind of force that's doing on the forks in the rim. So there's that ditch I'm talking about here. So sometimes it's okay to straighten up and stop, but what do you can't see. Now it might be just the camera, because the camera, the way it works, it's not going to be able to see any of this stuff. Maybe he can with his own eyes. Once if there's a car coming, you know, sometimes it's not the best, you know what I mean?
Estamos bien. Realmente la moto se va a reparar, de eso no hay problema. Lo importante.
So he's got damage to the case and everything. This looks like it's on the left side. Yeah, that sucks. It sucks. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Some people do that.
Pero quizás en ese momento por los nervios, bueno, diversos motivos, ya no pude controlar la moto.
Oof. Oh, no, 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 don't. Don't pass people on the right when there's an intersection coming up, guys. So, intersection. This is considered an intersection. It's an alley, but I consider it an intersection. This is a real intersection. We got a car coming out. Do not pass people on the right when there's a possibility they're going to turn right. Okay? Simple. Simple. All right, let's move on to this one. Why are you getting mad, dude? Brakes. All right. This is typical, guys. This is a typical commute, a typical ride. First and foremost, though, he doesn't have any gear. No gear whatsoever. He's not using a rock form mount. We're using code DanDan25. But we have a ton of traffic here. So for you, put yourself in shoes of other people's, everybody. If you are behind a semi-truck, trailer driver, truck driver, whatever you want to call it, if you are behind one, do you want to stay there or do you want to switch lanes? Let me know. Especially if you're on the interstate, everybody. If you're behind a truck driver, you yourself, if you're driving, riding, or whatever it is, do you prefer to stay right behind it, or would you rather switch lanes and get in a different lane? What would you rather do? And I pretty much know what you guys are going to say. You guys are going to say, I would rather get in a different lane. I don't want to be stuck behind a truck. So whenever you see a truck and then you see a car behind it, make that assumption. Assume that that person is like-minded like you and wants to get away from that. So when you're driving a car, riding a bike, whatever it is, and you see a car behind a truck, make that assumption. Give yourself a space cushion and be like, you know what? This guy might want to switch lanes because I know if I was in his position, I would want to switch lanes. And this is how you should start thinking. Start thinking this way, guys. You'll start to predict these hazards. Like right now when I'm looking at this, that's the hazard I'm looking at. These vehicles in the right lane are going to want to switch to my lane. That is what I know is going to happen. And 99% of the time, it works. Yeah, we're running elevator music, bruh. And you can even see the indication. He's got an indicator. He wanted to do it. So watch, look, there's the indicator right there. He's wanting to do it. So even seeing that, I'm going to be like, look, even the motorcycle, I forgot, look at the motorcycle switch lanes too. Motorcycle rider switch lanes. Boom, look at that. You've been playing too much, what's that game? Just Cuz. Anyways, when he switches to this lane, these people want to switch over too. So for you as a motorcycle rider, if you can and it's safe for you to do so, switch over to the far left. What's wrong with that? So this guy's already indicating. He's indicating he's doing it. So what we should do is kind of roll off the throttle a little bit to decelerate, let them in, or switch lanes. There should be no situation where we're just going to keep accelerating and be like, get back in your lane. Get back in your lane, you dumb driver. Get back. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Katrina, how you doing? Missed you, Katrina. Welcome back. So with that information, guys, whenever you guys took a class, is there anything in the class or is there anything in the books that say rev bombing is an escape route or is an escape? Katrina, welcome back. You got your pink beard again. So guys, that's the cool thing. If you drop your membership but then come back, it saves your spot. Welcome back, Katrina. You got the pink beard. You don't get to start over and get a mustache. You keep your pink beard and start right where you left off. I love that. Thank you so much for the support. Here's the thing. Rev bombing does not do anything, guys. Rev bombing does nothing. Rev bombing does nothing. Welcome back. Welcome back, Katrina. Rev bombing does nothing. In this situation, nothing. So we're going to be lane filtering in this right here. This is an asshole driver. Typically, you're not going to see stuff like this. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? We're a bike. Thankfully, this car driver over here is moved over, so we have room. So thankfully, he has that. But in this situation, excuse me, in this situation, as soon as I see this in my path of travel, I'm going to apply the brakes. He's only going 29 kilometers an hour. Maybe it's, I don't know. Where, in what countries use miles per hour and kilometers per hour? I need to look that up. But anyways, let's say this is miles per hour, and let's say it's 28 miles per hour. At 28 miles per hour, I'm pretty comfortable with my brakes. So I will apply the brakes and do extreme threshold braking to stop, and then release the brakes, swerve to the left to get back in my lane so this guy has room. But thankfully, he moved over. But the problem is when you pull in the clutch and you rev bomb, you lose all power. So now he's coasting. Like he put a blur on his speedo, but he forgot to keyframe it towards the speedo because about right. Yeah, he forgot to put the blur on his speedo. So he's going 27. When you pull in the clutch, you remove all power to that rear wheel. So if he needed to accelerate out of this, he can't. So this is why rev bombing is just useless.
Good job, babe. Good job. You good? Good job. That's my guy.
Oh, his girlfriend was on the bike. This is a passenger. She hit the mirror. She hit the van mirror. UK is miles per hour, so he's going 29 miles per hour probably. But the UK does gas in liters. Oh my gosh. That's why it's so confusing. So if you have a passenger on your bike, you got to be extra careful, everybody. Got to be extra careful. Also, imagine if your passenger did that and then fell off. You know what I mean? Losing balance. Because as a passenger, you have a lot of control over how the bike kind of functions. And if that passenger did that and caused some balance issues for the rider, that could be a problem. So we shouldn't be encouraging this whatsoever, guys. Let's not encourage anybody doing some crazy stuff like this. Now, yeah, it's a very close call. It's not something that you'd want to be in, but I already explained how to work with that. So how do I not get angry when I meet asshole drivers like this one? A lot of bike would turn around and confront the driver. Because I put myself in that position. Let's go back. I could easily, safely just stay in my lane. I can easily, safely stay in my lane. I chose to lane filter. I chose to now do something that has increased risks in certain areas, reduced risks in certain areas, but it's still adding different types of risks. So it's reducing the risk of getting rear-ended because now I'm not in traffic. It's increasing the risk of being sideswiped by oncoming traffic because I'm being pushed towards oncoming traffic, or by the traffic to my left. So left or right, there's a better chance of getting hit if I am lane filtering. So when I see this, I need to understand that if I'm going to put myself in this situation to where I have these extra risks, these different risks, I need to have ways to mitigate these different risks. So if I'm getting to this position right here, I need to know that I have an escape path. I can't just be like, well, I'm going to pass this vehicle, hope everything goes well, let me get back in my lane. No, that's leaving things up to luck. So if I'm over here and I decide to do this, I have to make sure I have an escape path before I even lane filter. So when I look at this, it's like, okay, what can I do? Because right now I'm in my lane, everything's fine. I have an escape path to the left. I can decelerate, all these different things. I have great line of sight. There's no reason for me to lane filter. But if I want to lane filter because I want to get to the front of the queue, I want to, do whatever, I want to get there quicker, that's when we start having issues and we're not safety minded. And if we just go into the lane filtering position without even considering safety, and we're just going to do it because we've always done it and we're just used to doing it, it's not a big deal, that's when we start running into problems. That's called complacency. That can happen right here, where in this screenshot, I can get complacent and this guy can apply the brakes super hard and I could get hit. That's being complacent. This is a terrible following distance, by the way, between the white car and the motorcyclist. He's going 31 miles an hour. It's a terrible following distance. So if I'm going to put myself in a different situation, I need to have the skills to mitigate those extra or different risks. And before I even get into this lane filtering position, I'm looking at different escape routes. I'm looking at different things. I'm looking at, should I even do it or not? Don't just do it because you've always done it. Do it because you've made a decision with safety in mind. So that way I'm not pissed off at car drivers. If I decide to do something without even thinking about my safety or escape route or anything like that, and I just do it because I've always done it, then it's my fault. I had a lapse in judgment. So that's why I'm saying always be aware, be hyper vigilant when you're riding, predict hazards, predict where you're going to go before you even go, and what you can do in case of emergency before you even do anything. And the more you practice that, the better you're going to get. Right here, this guy didn't do it. Complacent, got into a spot, rev bomb, has a passenger, doesn't care. Obviously, they watch YouTube videos because she's smacking mirrors. You know, it's just they have the entitlement, the ego. You know what I mean? So that's why I make sure I focus on who I am, and that's how it is. That's my little soapbox I wanted to give you. Thank you. Ashmere became a YouTube member, everybody. Ashmere became a YouTube member. Awesome. Thank you so much. If you want to become a YouTube member, you click that link, or if you're on Android or on the computer, right at the bottom where it says type something or say something, there's a little monetary symbol. You can do a super chat. The recent donator was BB. The top donator of the month is Delta Shade, and the latest YouTube member right there got auto-updated, Ashmere. Thank you so much. Welcome. Guys, if you are a YouTube member, you get all these emojis. Boom. You get all those emojis.
Good job, babe. Good job. You good? Good job. That's my girl. Oh, yeah. You good? How did you hit it? I actually like the bump.
The concern after a near miss or a close call like that is, good job, you hit a mirror. To me, I'd be embarrassed as the rider. I would be embarrassed, and I would not like who I was at that moment, because I just put my love, that could be my wife. I just put her in danger, and we had a close call that would not only kill me, but would kill her and leave our kids alone. That to me is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That to me is just ridiculous to be proud of that and to not reflect on what happened. It's the same rider. It's the same dude. Oh, Ashmere, Yammy Noob? Yeah, Yammy Noob's awesome, man. Yammy Noob's awesome. I'm part of his Discord. I've been a patron of his for quite a while now. I'm part of his Discord. So if you guys are in Yammy Noob's Discord, say hi. If you're in the Discord, do @Dan the Fireman, and I'll see it. I also have a Discord too, though. Just saying. I also have a Discord. You might want to join the Discord. The Discord's actually really cool. It's absolutely free. It's not a Patreon-only Discord. It's free for everybody, and there's 1,850 members. I think we just hit 1,900 members. We might hit 2,000 pretty soon, guys. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you guys for all the support. So this guy right here is going to be the same rider as the one that his passenger hit. Well, just this last one. It's the same guy. And he's getting pissed. So he's going to get pissed at this guy. But look at, we're in his blind spot. We're in his blind spot. Not going to be able to see you, buddy. Not going to be able to see you. This is a blind spot, everybody. Blind spot. Now we're not. What do you mean he has to indicate? There's no stripe. Please, somebody from the UK, let me know if this is considered a single lane or double lane, because in the United States we need to have a lane separator. Basically, there's no centerline stripe on this one. So he's getting pissed because he put himself to the side of him and was trying to push. It's a single lane. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. This is ridiculous. This guy is looking for somebody to hit him. Single lane. So this is where motorcyclists kind of get pissed off at car drivers for sharing their lane. So I think some of you guys have witnessed or felt like when you get to a stoplight or stop sign and you're off to the side and a car kind of takes up that space, And it's like, what the hell, man? This is my lane. Treat me as a vehicle that absorbs the whole lane. You know what I mean? To me, I'm fine with that because that means somebody's going to hit that car, not me. So I'm fine with that. But what's happening here is that he is taking the lane of the vehicle in front of him because he can, physically, because he's a small motorcycle. But he's getting pissed off at the driver. Like, he's taking his lane. I never get pissed off at drivers, but this guy has 2 videos back to back. He had to submit these videos or he had to approve these videos. And this is ridiculous, guys. Do not do this. And he's pissed that there's no, I'm guessing this means indication because that's a turn signal. That's a turn signal. So he's pissed that he's not indicating. This dude got pushed out of the side, the far side, because of these vehicles parked. So, yeah, I'm going to move on to the next one, guys. All right, I'm going to move to the next one. He's just going to yell. All right, we're going to lightning round these last ones. These are typically 1 hour live streams, guys. 1 hour live streams, so we're already at 1 hour and 1 minute. We're gonna fast track these ones. So I'm gonna go on a date with my wifey before the kids get home. We're gonna have 1 beer and a burger. We're gonna have fun. So guys, thank you so much so far. Dan, do you have any DDFM Guardian bells for sale? I'd buy it. Dude, I would love. That's a great idea, Mike. Let me write that down. Sorry, that's a great. I wonder if there's a way I can make my own Guardian bells. DDFM Guardian bells, because that fits with the whole safety aspect, and I truly believe I collect them. So you kind of hit the head on the nails and things. I collect them. I collect them. Thank you, Costas. Thank you. Guys, if you would like to support the channel, remember, share your favorite video of mine. I make these short videos every single day, basically, so that they're shareable. So please share. But if you would like to support the channel in a monetary way, like $2 a month, if that, please swing on by patreon.com. I just get them locally. I get my Guardian bells locally, or if you guys send me a Guardian bell, I do have a PO box. I would love to. I collect them. I collect them. Lightning round, boys. Happens. It happens. Lightning round. So he's moving over. Why? Why is he moving over? Why is he moving over? Because this car is pushing him. So let's not get pissed off at people. They probably have a good reason. This car is pushing him. This car is pushing him. Let's keep an eye out for that. Let's not stay too close. Oh my gosh, it's the same guy. We're getting out of that. Dude, 3 times in a row, he hit the mirror. His girlfriend hit the mirror again. Yep, there it is. He held on, though. So he's got full gear on, so he's probably doing pretty well. He's got sliders here that did its job. And he's got bar end sliders. He's got a slider here. His exhaust might have taken a little bit, but it seems like he's doing pretty good on this. Let's go back real quick for the accident itself. It definitely hit the pothole, but this is called a crest, and it's blind. So how you can't see the rest of the road, so you have to take that nice and easy. About right here, you could see the rest of the road, but it's still kind of a blind turn because of the bridge. So you have to make sure that you know where you're going, because this road does not connect to this road way up here, which that's kind of what it looks like. It continues to make its path. You also have a chevron, which is a good indication that it's going to be a sharp turn. You also want to look at the road ahead of you. So about right here, you're looking at this spot right here. Now you're looking at this spot right here. Now you're looking at this spot right here. And since you looked at this spot, this spot, this spot, throughout the turn, you should know that there's nothing here. There's no potholes or no gravel or nothing. You're constantly scanning forward and forward and forward. Think of your eyesight in this situation as like a headlight. your headlights pointed in a certain way, it can only show so much until you open up the view, until you go around that corner, until you start moving these things. So keep your head and your eyes towards the road, especially on these blind turns. So you got a pothole here, but we got plenty of room here. Why aren't we taking this turn? It's also a decreasing radius. It's going to continue moving. This is just a bad situation altogether. So this is kind of like a crack, not necessarily a pothole, but this is another reason why to keep your bike upright, good body positioning. So this is a good reason why you should have full gear. He's got a helmet, he's got a jacket, he's got leathers, basically. He's also got gear for his bike, so his bike's going to be doing relatively well. He's got, like I said, bar end sliders and sliders for the engine and everything. You're able to laugh about that kind of stuff, especially on a low side, if you have protection for you and the bike. It's crazy. You don't get so upset. So you got a slider right here. You got bar end sliders. One thing I would do is put some type of axle sliders. I actually have a few stuff. I have bar end, axle, engine, a radiator guard, all these different things for my FTR I got to put on.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine. Hey! Thank you, my little baby.
Yep.
Holy shit, I was copying you. I did the same as you did there, and I was going to.
Yeah, you know what it was?
You hit the gravel.
It was this piece of shit there.
That, and then your wheel gets into something along here. You can see.
Yeah.
You can see your ABS kicked in.
Yep, look at that.
See? It's fucking grease. Fucking oil.
Lightning round.
You. I think I know where this road leads to.
Nope. Oh.
Oh!
Pretty self-explanatory. He says, I think I know where this road leads to. Okay, he doesn't.
Oh, shit! Oh. Oh, shit.
Wear gear, guys.
Ow. I think I'm alright. Hold on. Oh. Shit. If you leave.
So. Nice power wheelie. That is a that's a Triumph, right? That's a very powerful bike, I believe. That was a power wheelie. Anyways, this right here, this vehicle is trying to beat the light. So if you are, just because you have a green light doesn't mean you should just go, okay? Just because you have a green light doesn't mean you should just go. If you see a vehicle not wanting to, it's a VMAX. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. But anyways, if you see a vehicle not stopping, then you're going to have some problems. So let's go back. So watch this vehicle. See how they never stop. Typically, in an ordinary situation, a vehicle is going to stop. So that's going to be the ordinary. The extraordinary, or the things that are not the norm. Yeah, it says VMAX. That's cool. I was thinking of like the Triumph. What's that Triumph? It's like a freaking 3,000, 2,000 cc bike. That's what I was thinking about. Anyways, that's a nice. That looks like fun. Anyways, if you see a vehicle not slowing down when it comes to their red light or a turn, that should click off some bells. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't go. Let's figure out what's going on with this guy. And if he jumps the curb, everyone just laugh at it. Like, slow down, laugh at it. Yeah, the rocket, Triumph rocket. That's what I was thinking about. 2300 cc. That's what it looked like to me. Anyways, you can laugh at it, but don't get pissed. You can either laugh at the dude for jumping the curb, or you can get pissed because you went through the green light when the dude wasn't stopping. What do you want to do? I'd laugh at him. Oh, good job. Good job. Just to answer that question, Kung Fu Kenny, I suggest going to T-Rex Racing or RG Racing and seeing if they have something in stock for you. I've gotten stuff from T-Rex Racing and RG Racing, and they're both quality things. So just find one that works for you. RG Racing is in the UK, but they ship my stuff out within 2 days. And I got it, like, at my house in 3. Is insane. So check those out, man. So let's go back to this one real quick. So when you get into somebody's blind spot, like super quick, like this guy, traffic flows and it ebbs and flows relatively slowly if you really think about it. So when we start jutting ourselves into certain situations, that's when we start having problems. So when we jut into this spot right here, this car driver never understood that there was a motorcycle here. Never understood it. Always thought it was open and thought that they could just pass in front of this vehicle. Thought it was open. Never saw the motorcyclist because the motorcyclist jumped into that spot. But he did a good job evading it, so that was really good. But don't put yourself in that position in the first place. Same guy. All right. Nothing interesting is going to come from that guy. But guys, I would love to have you guys in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. And then on top of that, everybody, on top of that, if you have any questions, we have 1,900 members. 1,900 members in the Discord. What that means is that if you have a question, we have answers. So guys, yeah, I don't want to be late for my date. So I'm going to get off and I'm going to leave the Discord to you. So this is the Discord, everybody. We have a mental health section, a new rider questions section, a motorcycle media section. We have a bunch of stuff. We also have, I'm also partnered. So you guys see that I'm partnered? Look at this. This is a Discord partner shirt or jacket. Discord partner. Discord partner. The only way you can get this is if you have a good, reputable, to the book Discord. So we don't have people acting crazy. So we got people here. Nah, you can put it back, man. Look at it. So stream. This is how everyone knows that I'm ending the stream, is I always put a stream gif. Beers and burgers, guys. I'm gonna have a beers. Oh, Thomas Alms became a patron, boys. If you are a patron or a YouTube member and you're on my Discord, make sure you sync up your YouTube and your Patreon. You'll get special access to a bunch of cool stuff. But pretty much the whole thing is absolutely free for you guys. So guys, chat with me and chat with other members. Where are we at? Oh. See, when I click the button to join, this is what it looks like. 1,900 members. 1,900 members, 410 online. Look at Discord partner. Oh my gosh, I have to change it now to 1,900 members. We're not 1,850 plus anymore. 1,900. Oh my gosh, help me get to 2,000. Help me get to 2,000 members on Discord. I would love to have you guys here. If you join up, it's going to show you guys joining up too. Click that button, guys. Click it. Hope you guys all ride safe and be ready for tomorrow's video. There you go. CJ just joined. just hopped onto the server, kangaroo.